guys, Andrew McFarlane here in Ubud, Bali. It's a beautiful day. The sun is about to set. I would show you, but it might blind you with its beauty and its brilliance. I was talking to a new friend. We were having a conversation about influence, impact, career, all of these things, and also just work ethic, working a lot, working too much. All these things that we have to be in consideration of in the full spectrum of balancing our lives out, right? We have to look at what's important. Serving the world is important. Making money is important. Having time to nurture relationships, these things are important. And so, how do we balance this all out? How do we approach our working life, our purpose, in a way that integrates all of these things, right? This is the master art. And so for me, the interesting part of this conversation was we were talking about influence and impact, and we were talking about this as it pertains to a lot of people that we can say are quote unquote in power. And we were saying, there's so many people who are willing to work 100 hours a week. Maybe they're inspired to do it. Maybe they just want to have a lot of influence and power, and so that's why they do it. Needless to say, there are certain people who will, at the sacrifice of everything else, work relentlessly. And at certain times in my life, I've actually felt this and done this. Not almost out of the feeling of necessity, because I in a lot of ways, for those of you who don't know, I had a juice company for a while, for about 6 years, and there was a period of time where I was probably working maybe 100 hours a week or more. I might have been working 120 hours a week, because I wasn't sleeping. I was just working, because I felt the necessity to do that, because otherwise the businesses probably may not have succeeded. So the thing is that during that time, it became very clear for me that that's not something that I want to do for a long term. And so I developed a strategy and created my life in such a way that I wanted to, that I organized my energy so I could move out of that. And so in this conversation, I was talking to her about success, right? This idea of success and people having power and being in power, and knowing that this whole definition of what is success has totally changed and evolved for me, and I'm sure for many of you out there, to really incorporate more than just the status and the monetary amount that we are gaining, right? So looking at someone who works 120 hours a week, who might have all the money in the world, but doesn't have time to nurture relationships, in my book, they're not succeeding, and in a lot of ways they're failing. Because for me, and maybe in their own mind they're succeeding, but I should just say for me, if I was that person, I wouldn't feel that I was succeeding, because I am creating my life so I have time to nurture relationships and nurture creativity and can nurture myself as well, because these are things that are very, very, very important to me. So the reason I wanted to bring this conversation up is just to point that out so that we can always stay in remembrance that we get to define what is success for us, and we also need to constantly take inventory of what is really, really valuable, because having time or having freedom is valuable. Having money is valuable too, but there's limitations to that. Having status may be valuable because maybe it helps you influence people in the way that might make this world a better place, which is valuable as well. But these things aren't everything, because we have to look at our lives in a full circle as opposed to just in these small segments, right? Because it's all connected. So I hope this message has been helpful. If you like the video, I invite you to press the like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. There's a button somewhere here, I'm sure, down there. And if you have any comments, I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic as well. This is Andrew McFarlane from Canggu. See, I told you it would blind you. Here in Canggu. Sending you my love. I'll see you soon.